I never imagined that the calm, rain-filled night at the airport would be the moment my entire life tilted into danger, beyond anything I understood. Because the second my wife walked inside the terminal, my son grabbed my arm with a force that did not match his size and whispered that we must not return home. And the fear in his eyes told me something terrible waited in the dark of our own house. Something planned, something meant for us, and that this night was the only chance to stay alive. One day, rain hammered the car at the Portland airport. Liam finished a brief tense goodbye with his wife Kinsley. She headed into the terminal for her Chicago trip. In the back seat, his son Lucas was perfectly still. Dad, Lucas whispered. Liam checked the mirror, seeing real fear on his boy's face. "We cannot go home tonight," Lucas said. His small voice was deadly serious. Liam was about to dismiss it, but the details stopped him. "What did you hear?" Liam asked. Lucas repeated the words he overheard. "Mom said the system will fail at 11:15. Make sure you are in and out before the alarms trigger." Liam felt cold. Those were technical words. Specific words about the smart home security system he designed. "She said we would be asleep by then," Lucas added. Liam faced a choice. The exit for home was approaching. Believing his son meant trusting a terrifying possibility. Disbelieving him risked everything. He passed the exit and drove toward the city. "We are going to watch," he told Lucas. "We are going to see what happens at 11:15. An hour later, they sat in a rented sedan, parked in the shadows across from their modern home. Liam watched the house he built. Every line and system was his creation. He felt foolish until Lucas pointed. A dark van with no lights rolled slowly down the street. It stopped. 2 figures got out. They walked directly to the front door. One man pulled out a key and opened it. No force needed. They just walked inside. "How do they have a key?" Liam breathed. The only spare was in Kinsley's locked office. Lucas just looked at him. Mom gave it to them. Lights flickered inside the house. Liam's phone buzzed, a notification from his home security app. "System alert. All interior motion sensors deactivated, 11:05 p.m. Admin override code accepted." His own system was being used against him. Then at exactly 11:15 p.m. a new alert flashed. "System alert, electrical fault detected, main bedroom panel. Fire suppression system offline." Smoke began to curl from a window. Orange light bloomed behind the home's glass walls. Flames spread with unnatural speed. Liam watched his life burn. The 2 men walked calmly back to the van and drove away. Lucas was crying silent, shaking sobs. "I told you, Dad, I told you." Liam held his son. "You saved us." Sirens wailed in the distance. Liam thought of his wife's face at the airport. Her perfect alibi hundreds of miles away. He knew this was not an accident. This was a precise surgical strike, and his wife gave them the blueprint. He looked at the burning ruins of his dream house. The architect in him saw the truth. This was a professional demolition. She planned the fire from my own designs, but she made one mistake. She never thought our son would be listening. The fire burned against the night sky. Red and orange lights from fire trucks painted the street. Liam held Lucas close in the rented car parked 2 blocks away. They watched their home become ashes. Liam's mind was clear now. All emotion was gone. Only facts remained. His wife Kinsley was in Chicago. Her alibi was perfect. The fire would look like a system failure. His system. His failure as an architect. He needed help, but not from anyone they knew. He needed the person his father told him about. He found the old business card in his wallet. Laura Vance, attorney. His father gave him the card 2 years ago. His voice was weak from cancer, but his eyes were sharp. "If you ever need real help, call her." Liam used a cheap phone he bought earlier. He dialed the number. It rang 3 times. A clear, alert voice answered. "Laura Vance." "Ms. Vance, my father was John Harmon. He gave me your card." There was a pause on the line. "John's son," she said. "I wondered if you would call. Your father said your marriage was a risk. He said your wife was very good at appearing perfect. Tell me what happened." Liam told her everything. The airport drop-off. Lucas warning about the system failure. Watching the men with the key. The security app alerts. The fire starting right on time. Alara listened without interruption. When he finished, she spoke. "You need evidence, Liam. Hard proof that cannot be ignored. Right now it is your word and a child's word against a grieving wife with a perfect alibi. The police will see a tragic accident. A smart home system that failed. They will blame your design. Meet me at my office first thing tomorrow morning. We have work to do." Liam found a motel near the airport. He paid with cash. He gave a false name. Lucas fell asleep immediately, exhausted from fear. Liam did not sleep. He stared at the ceiling and planned. Morning came gray and damp. Liam took Lucas to Alara Vance's office downtown. It was in an old brick building. The office was full of books and files. Alara Vance was in her 50s with sharp eyes. She shook Liam's hand. Her grip was firm. She smiled at Lucas. A paralegal took Lucas to a small room with books and toys. Then Alara got to work. She looked at the security logs on Liam's phone. She noted the exact times. Admin override at 11:05 p.m. Front door disengaged at 11:05. Back door disengaged at 11:07. Fire system turned off at 11:14. Electrical fault at 11:15. This was a timed sequence, she said. This was not a random electrical fire. Someone used your wife's access codes. They walked through your home room by room. They disabled each safety feature. Then they started the fire. It was a professional job. Liam felt sick. He knew it was true, but hearing it stated so clearly was different. Kinsley, he said. Or someone she gave the codes to, Alara said. We need to prove which one. Where is her car? At the airport long-term parking, Liam said. Good, Alara said. That is our first place to look. She believes you and Lucas died in that fire. She will not have cleaned out the car yet. She will not be careful. You need to go there now. Look for anything that connects her to those men. A phone, a note, a receipt, anything. Liam left Lucas with Alara's kind paralegal. He drove back to the airport. His heart was pounding. He felt like a ghost walking back into his old life. Level 3, Section B. He found her silver SUV. He used a spare key from his own keychain, a key she never knew he had made for emergencies. He opened the driver's door. Her perfume filled the air. It smelled like her. It smelled like the past. He pushed the feeling away. He searched the glove box. Registration, insurance papers, an old parking ticket. Nothing useful. He checked the center console. Gum, sunglasses, a charging cable. He felt under the passenger seat. His fingers touched cold plastic. He pulled out a cheap prepaid phone. A burner phone. His hand shook. He turned it on. The battery was low, but it worked. The screen showed a text message thread. The contact name was Brad. He scrolled up. He saw Kinsley's number. He read the texts. 5 days ago, Kinsley wrote, I cannot live this lie anymore. I want to be with you. Brad replied, then do what we planned. The insurance money will give us a fresh start. 4 days ago, Kinsley wrote, what if something goes wrong? Brad wrote, I found professionals. It will look like his system failed. No one blames an accident. 3 days ago, Kinsley wrote, I got the cash. Brad wrote, good, leave the key under the back doormat. They will handle everything Thursday night. 2 days ago, Kinsley wrote, what about my son? Liam stopped breathing. He read the next message. Brad's reply was 3 words. Necessary collateral damage. Liam dropped the phone. He opened the car door and vomited onto the concrete. His head spun. He gasped for air. The words burned in his mind. Necessary collateral damage. His son, their child, was just collateral damage to her. He forced himself to breathe. He forced himself to think. He picked up the phone again. He kept reading. 1 day ago, Brad wrote, Thursday, 11 p.m. You will be at the airport. Perfect alibi. I will be at the gym, cameras everywhere. We are untouchable. Then the last message from Kinsley sent yesterday morning. I love you. Brad wrote, love you too, babe. Tonight we are free. Liam took photos of every text. He sent them to a new secure email address. Then he searched the rest of the car. In the trunk, he found a manila envelope. Inside were his own house blueprints. His architectural designs. Circled in red ink were key electrical points. Her handwriting wrote sabotage here. Make it look like design flaw. She had studied his work. She had learned how to destroy it. He took the blueprints. He took the burner phone. He drove back to Alara's office. He walked in and placed the phone and blueprints on her desk. I found the evidence, he said. His voice was flat and empty. Alara read the texts. She looked at the blueprints. Her face was grim. This is conspiracy to commit murder, she said. But we need more. A lawyer will say the phone was planted. We need her voice admitting this. We need a confession. How, Liam asked. She thinks we are dead. We make her think the police suspect her, Alara said. We make her desperate. We make her meet someone who knows the truth. And we record everything. She picked up her phone and began to type. A message to Kinsley. Pretending to be a police forensic analyst. Mrs. Harmon, we found irregularities in your home system logs. We need to discuss your insurance claim. Meet me at the Pioneer Place food court tomorrow, 10 a.m. They waited. 5 minutes later, Kinsley's reply arrived. I will be there. She took the bait. The trap was set. She thought her secret phone was safe, but she was wrong, and now her own words would destroy her. Liam placed the burner phone on Ilara's desk. The words on the screen were a silent scream. Ilara read them, her face a mask of grim focus. This is enough for us, she said. But not for a court. A good lawyer will claim the phone was stolen, that the texts were faked. We need her voice. We need her to say these things out loud. Liam shook his head. She thinks we are dead. She will never talk to me. She will if she is scared, Ilara said. If she thinks the investigation is closing in, she will want to know what the police know. We will give her a reason to meet. Ilara took out her own phone. She typed a message to Kinsley, pretending to be a police forensic analyst. Mrs. Harmon, this is Detective Miller. We have identified irregularities in your home security logs. We need to discuss your insurance claim. Please meet me tomorrow, 10 a.m. at the food court in Pioneer Place. Bring your identification. They waited. The clock ticked. 5 minutes later, a reply chimed. Kinsley wrote, I will be there. Ilara looked at Liam. She took the bait. Now we need the police. Ilara made a call. An hour later, Detective Maria Rodriguez arrived. She wore a suit and had calm eyes. She read the text from the burner phone. She examined the blueprints. Her jaw tightened. I have a son, she said. He is 8. This is evil. Will you help us, Liam asked. Detective Rodriguez nodded. We will wire you. We will be there tomorrow. Your job is to get her to confess, to say she planned it, to say she hired the men. To talk about your son? Liam practiced that night in the motel. He wore a small microphone under his shirt. A wire ran to a recorder in his pocket. He asked the empty air questions. Why Kinsley? How could you? What about Lucas? His voice sounded strange to him, flat and broken. Lucas watched from the bed. Will she go to jail, Dad? Yes, Liam said. Good, Lucas said. He turned back to his book. That single word held a lifetime of hurt. Saturday morning was bright and cold. Liam drove to the food court. It was loud and crowded, perfect for a secret recording. He arrived early. He bought a coffee he did not drink. He sat at a small table near a pillar. Detective Rodriguez's voice spoke in his hidden earpiece. We see you, Liam. We are here. The barista is an officer. The man with the laptop is an officer. The couple arguing about maps are officers. You are safe. Just get her to talk. At 10:02, the escalator brought Kinsley up. She wore black. Her face was pale. She looked around for Detective Miller. Then she saw Liam. Her whole body froze. Her mouth opened slightly. Her eyes widened in pure shock. She walked to the table, moving like a machine. Liam, she breathed. You are alive. She reached for his hand. He pulled back. Hi, Kinsley. She sank into a chair. The fire, they said no bodies. No bodies because we were not inside. Where were you? Lucas warned me. He heard you on the phone. He heard you plan it. Her face went stiff. He is a child. He has an imagination. He is a child who saved our lives. We watched the whole thing. We saw 2 men use a key to our house. How did they get a key, Kinsley? I do not know. Maybe you lost a spare. I did not. He placed the burner phone on the table. He opened the text thread. He pushed it toward her. She looked at the screen. Her face lost all its color. Where did you get this? Your car. Long-term parking. You broke into my car? I used the spare key you forgot I had. He pointed to a message. Read this one out loud. She stared at it. What about my son? He watched her eyes move to the next line. Brad's reply. Necessary collateral damage. She said nothing. Say it, Liam said. Say what you called our son. She looked up, her eyes cold now. The mask was gone. Collateral damage. Her voice was a whisper. A necessary loss. For what? For a new life. With Brad. For money. For freedom from you. From him. From that boring life. I was dying in that house. You were never there. You loved your work more than us, so you decided to kill us. It was the only way. Brad had debts. We needed a clean start. The insurance money was the answer. It was just business. Lucas was just business. He was your son. He was a duty. One I never wanted. I did my part. I gave you a child. It was enough. It was not enough for me. So you hired men to burn him alive. It was quick. He would have been asleep. It was better than a lifetime of knowing his mother did not want him. Liam's heart was stone. Every word was a nail. Say the plan. Say how you did it. She leaned forward. Her voice was low but clear. I gave Brad the access codes to the smart home system. I circled the weak points on your blueprints. I withdrew cash to pay the men. I left the key under the doormat. I took a flight to Chicago to be seen. I waited for the call that you and Lucas were gone. I planned it all. For a new life. For money. For freedom. She sat back. A strange relief on her face. It is done now. You are here. The police will believe you over me. I am a grieving widow. You are a man who lost his home. Your story is grief and madness. Liam looked at her. He unbuttoned the top of his shirt. He showed her the wire taped to his chest. The police already believe me, Kinsley. They heard every word. Kinsley's eyes darted around the food court. The barista was walking toward her. The man with the laptop stood up. The couple stopped arguing. All of them had badges in their hands. Detective Rodriguez walked from behind a pillar. Kinsley Harmon, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder. You have the right to remain silent. Kinsley stood up. She knocked over the chair. This is a setup. He tricked me. You cannot use this. It was a trap. Detective Rodriguez took her arm. We can and we will. The barista, who was an officer, put handcuffs on Kinsley's wrists. As they led her away, she turned her head. She looked at Liam. I should have checked the car, she said. Then she was gone. Liam sat alone at the table. The noise of the food court returned. People were staring. He did not care. It was over. The truth was recorded. The confession was complete. Detective Rodriguez came back. She put a hand on his shoulder. We have her. We also picked up Brad an hour ago. He confessed too. He gave us the names of the men she hired. They are in custody. It is finished. Liam nodded. He took out the earpiece. He walked to the escalator. He went down to the street. The cold air felt clean. He drove back to the motel. Lucas was waiting. Is it done? Yes, Liam said. She admitted everything. She is under arrest. Lucas thought about this. Will I have to see her? No, not unless you want to. And I never want to. Okay. They packed their bags. They left the motel. They got in the car. Where are we going now? Lucas asked. Home, Liam said. We are going to find a new home. She confessed everything, thinking she would win, but the microphone on my chest was listening, and her truth was the final evidence that would lock her away. The weeks after the arrest moved quickly. The district attorney had a strong case. The recorded confession from the food court, the burner phone with the text messages, the blueprints with Kinsley's handwriting. Brad cooperated with the police. He gave detailed statements to avoid a life sentence. He named the two men who set the fire. They were arrested and they talked too. They said a woman paid them in cash. She gave them a key and a security code. She told them exactly where to start the fire. The case was solid. The trial began 2 months later. Liam sat in the courtroom every day. Lucas did not have to go. The judge said a child should not hear these things. Liam was glad. He testified for one long afternoon. He told the court about the night at the airport, about Lucas' warning, about watching the men enter his home, about seeing the fire start. He did not look at Kinsley once. The prosecutor played the recording. Kinsley's voice filled the quiet courtroom. I planned it all. For a new life. For money. For freedom. Liam saw the jurors' faces change. Any doubt they had disappeared. Kinsley's lawyer tried to fight. He said the recording was made under pressure. He said the texts could have been faked. He said Kinsley was a victim too, a woman trapped in a cold marriage. But his words sounded hollow. The evidence was too strong. The jury only needed 1 day to decide. They found her guilty on all charges: conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, arson, insurance fraud. The judge gave her a sentence of 25 years, no parole for at least 15. As the bailiffs led her away, she looked at Liam. Her face showed no regret, only a cold, empty anger. Liam felt nothing. The chapter was closed. The legal matters ended. The divorce was final. Liam got full custody of Lucas. Kinsley's parental rights were terminated. A parent who tries to kill their child loses the right to be a parent. The insurance company paid for the loss of the house. Liam took the money and bought a smaller home. It was in a different neighborhood, a quiet street with old trees. The house was simple. No smart systems. No complex technology, just solid locks and good windows. Lucas helped choose his new room. He picked a room facing the backyard. Not the street. Liam did not go back to his old job. He could not look at architectural blueprints anymore. Every line reminded him of her red circles. He took a job teaching at the community college. He taught a class on building safety and ethical design. His students learned how to make structures secure, not just from accidents, but from people who want to cause harm. He was a good teacher. He knew the subject deeply. Lucas started at a new school. The teachers knew a little of what happened. They were kind and watchful. He made a friend named Connor. Connor liked dinosaurs and soccer. Lucas started to smile more. The nightmares came less often, once a week instead of every night. He still checked the locks on the doors before bed. Liam did not stop him. It was a habit that made him feel safe. They went to therapy together. The therapist said they were both healing. It would take time, but they were on the right path. One afternoon, a year later, Liam was in the backyard. He was planting a tree with Lucas. The sun was warm. Lucas was talking about a project at school. His voice was bright and clear. Liam realized this was a good moment, a peaceful moment. There was no shadow hanging over them. The fear was gone. The phone rang inside the house. Liam went to answer it. It was Detective Rodriguez. She called to check in sometimes. She said Kinsley had adjusted to prison life. She had no visitors. She spent her time in the library. She never asked about Lucas. Not once. Liam thanked her for the call. He hung up and looked out the window. Lucas was watering the new tree. He looked like any happy kid. There was no sign of the boy who had whispered a warning in a dark car. That boy was still there, but he was not afraid anymore. That night after dinner, Lucas asked a question. "Dad, do you ever think about forgiving her?" Liam thought for a moment. "I think about letting go," he said. "Forgiving means saying what she did was okay. It will never be okay. Letting go means I do not carry her choices with me anymore. I choose to carry our life instead." Lucas nodded. "I think I want to let go too." "Good," Liam said. "We can do that together." They settled into their new life. It was a quiet life, a normal life. Liam taught his classes. Lucas went to school and played with Connor. They had dinner together every night. They talked about their day. Sometimes they talked about the past. Mostly they talked about the future. Lucas said he might want to be an engineer, but one who makes safe things. Liam smiled at that. The past was not forgotten, but it was not a prison anymore. They had walked through fire. They had come out the other side. They were not the same. They were stronger in the broken places. They had each other, and that was enough. We built a new life from the ashes, a quiet life, a safe life in the past that tried to destroy us became the foundation for something stronger. 5 years passed in a pattern of quiet days. Liam's life became a steady rhythm of teaching and parenting. Lucas grew into a teenager, tall and thoughtful. He still had the watching eyes of his childhood, but now they reflected calm observation, not fear. He played basketball on a school team. He brought home friends for pizza and video games. Their house was filled with the normal noise of a growing boy. The past was a shadow that had softened with time. One Tuesday afternoon, the mail came late. Liam sorted through bills and advertisements. A plain white envelope with no return address caught his eye. The handwriting on the front was familiar in a way that made his breath stop. It was Kinsley's writing. He had not seen it in years. His name was on the envelope. Just Liam. No last name. He held the letter for a long time. He considered throwing it away unopened, but curiosity was a stubborn thing. He took a deep breath and opened it. Inside was a single sheet of paper. The words were written in neat, precise lines. "Dear Liam, you will be surprised to hear from me. I have thought about writing for a long time. I am not writing to ask for forgiveness. I know that is impossible. I am writing because I have had time to think. So much time. Prison gives you that, if nothing else. I want to tell you 2 things. First, I want to say that what I did was wrong. Not just legally wrong, but morally wrong. I understood the law when I was sentenced. I am only now starting to understand the rest. The second thing is about Lucas. I have thought about him every day. I thought I felt nothing for him. I told myself he was a burden. I was wrong. The emptiness I feel now is not about losing you or my freedom. It is about losing him. I know I do not have the right to call him my son, but he is, and I failed him. I will spend the rest of my life knowing that. You do not have to write back. I do not expect you to. I just needed to say these words. Kinsley. Liam read the letter twice. He felt no anger, no sadness, just a distant, hollow feeling. He put the letter back in the envelope. He did not know what to do with it. That evening he cooked dinner while Lucas did homework at the kitchen table. They talked about a history project. Liam listened to his son's voice. It was strong and confident. This was the life they had built. This was the reality. The letter felt like a ghost from a different world. After dinner, Lucas went to his room to call a friend. Liam sat alone with the letter. He knew he had a choice. He could hide it and protect Lucas, or he could show it and trust him. Lucas was 15 now. He was not a child. He deserved the truth, even a difficult truth. Liam knocked on his bedroom door. Can we talk for a minute? Sure, Dad. Lucas put his phone down. Liam sat on the edge of the bed. He held out the envelope. I got a letter today. From your mother. Lucas did not move. His face was calm. What does it say? She says she was wrong. She says she thinks about you. She says she feels regret. Lucas took the envelope. He did not open it. What do you think, Dad? I think she is telling the truth as she feels it now, but the past does not change. Do you want me to read it? Only if you want to. Lucas thought for a moment. He handed the letter back. I do not need to read it. Knowing is enough. He is quiet for a minute. Does this change anything? No, Liam said. Nothing changes. We are still here. Our life is still ours. Good, Lucas said. He picked up his phone again. His focus returned to his friend and his project. The moment had passed. Liam saw the strength in his son. He was not haunted by the past. He was defined by his own present. Liam kept the letter. He did not throw it away. He put it in a box in the back of his closet, a box that held other old papers. It was not a secret. It was just a piece of history. It did not need to be part of their daily life. Weeks turned into months. The letter was not mentioned again. Life continued. Liam taught his classes. He watched Lucas grow. He even went on a date with a woman from the college library. It was just coffee, but it was a step. He was not trapped in the past. He was living. One spring afternoon, Liam was cleaning out the closet. He found the box. He opened it and saw the letter. He read it one more time. The words had not changed, but his reaction had. The hollow feeling was gone. Now he felt a simple acknowledgement. It was a statement of fact from a distant shore. It had no power here. He put the box back on the shelf. He closed the closet door. He walked outside where Lucas was shooting hoops. The sun was warm. The ball made a steady rhythm against the pavement. Liam watched his son. He saw a young man who was whole, who was happy, who was safe. That was the only answer that mattered. The past could send its letters, but their life was built on stronger ground. The past tried to speak with a letter full of regret, but we had already written a new story with our lives and no words from yesterday could change the chapters. We were living today. Lucas was 17. He stood in his room surrounded by boxes. College started in 2 weeks. He was going to a school 3 states away. He wanted to study engineering. Safe systems, he said. Things that protect people. Liam helped him pack. They worked in comfortable silence. This was the goal, wasn't it? To raise a child who could leave. To build a person strong enough to walk their own path. Liam felt pride and a sharp ache. The house would be very quiet. They packed books and clothes. Lucas held up a small box from his closet. It was filled with old things. A baseball glove. A science fair ribbon. At the bottom was a dinosaur. A plastic stegosaurus. Lucas smiled. I forgot I kept this. That's from your old backpack. The one you had that night. Yeah, Lucas said. He turned the toy in his hands. I kept it for a long time. It made me feel safe. Do you want to take it with you? Lucas thought for a moment. No, he said. I think it should stay here. It's part of this house, part of that time. I don't need to carry it anymore. He placed the dinosaur on his desk, a little sentinel for the empty room. The day before leaving, they had a goodbye dinner. Just the two of them. They grilled burgers in the backyard. They talked about schedules and moving details. Then the conversation slowed. Lucas looked at his father. I wanted to say something before I go. You don't have to. I know, but I want to. Lucas took a breath. I used to think about that night all the time. The car, the fire, all of it. Now I don't. It's just something that happened. It doesn't feel like my whole story anymore. You gave me that. You made this life for us. And now I get to go make my own. Thank you. Liam felt a thickness in his throat. You saved us first, he said. You were brave when I was not. We built this together. Lucas nodded. We did. The next morning, they loaded the car. The sun was just coming up. They drove across town to the train station. Lucas wanted to take the train. He said it felt like the right way to start an adventure. At the platform, they stood with other families. Goodbyes were happening all around them. Lucas hugged his father tight. I will call when I get there. Text me when you are on the train. I will. The train arrived with a long sigh of brakes. Lucas picked up his bag. He got on board and found a window seat. He waved. Liam waved back. The train pulled away slowly. Then it picked up speed and was gone. Liam drove back to the empty house. He walked through the rooms. The silence was a physical thing. He made a cup of tea and sat at the kitchen table. He looked at the dinosaur on Lucas' desk. It was a small thing, but it was a marker of a journey. From fear to safety, from a child's grip to a young man's release. That night his phone buzzed. A text from Lucas. Made it. Room is good. Roommate seems cool. Talk tomorrow. Liam wrote back. Proud of you. He put the phone down. He realized he was not sad. He was full. The work of years was complete. His son was launched, not broken by the past, but propelled by it, toward something good. Weeks passed. Liam taught his classes. He came home to quiet. He missed the noise, but he did not mind the peace. It was earned. He started a new project. A book about ethical design. He wrote in the evenings. One Saturday he cleaned out the garage. He found more boxes from the old house, things salvaged by a service after the fire. He had never opened them. He sat on the garage floor and opened the first box. It was mostly photos, images of a life that felt like it belonged to other people. Him and Kinsley smiling on a beach. Lucas as a baby. He looked at them without pain. They were just pictures. History recorded, not a chain. At the bottom of the box was a framed blueprint, the original drawing for their old house. His first major design. He saw his own youthful signature in the corner. He saw the elegant lines that would later be circled in red. He studied it for a long time. Then he took it inside. He hung it in his office next to his desk, not as a trophy of loss, but as a reminder of a lesson, that even the most beautiful design must account for the human heart, for its capacity for both creation and destruction. He got a call from Lucas that Sunday. They talked for an hour, about classes, about new friends. Lucas sounded bright and busy. At the end of the call, Lucas said something. Hey, Dad, I went to a guest lecture this week. It was about forensic engineering, how they investigate why things fail. I thought about you the whole time. You taught me that, not just in a classroom, but every day. You taught me how to build things that last, how to look for weak spots, not in buildings, in life. Thanks for that. Liam could not speak for a second. You learned it first, he finally said. You taught me to listen, so we are good teachers. Yeah, Lucas laughed. I guess we are. Liam hung up. He looked out the window at his garden. The tree they planted years ago was tall now. It had strong branches. It was rooted deep. It would weather many storms. He thought of his son on a campus far away, rooted in the same strength. Growing toward his own son, the story was not a tragedy. It was a foundation. And on that foundation, they had both built a future. He left home not running from the past, but carrying its lessons forward. And the silence he left behind was not an emptiness, but the sound of a mission complete. The quiet in the house became a companion. Liam finished his book on ethical design. He sent the manuscript to his publisher. He tended his garden. He met the woman from the library for dinner several more times. Her name was Anna. She was kind and had a calm laugh. They took things slow. One evening she asked about the blueprint in his office, the one next to his desk. He told her it was his first major house. He did not tell her the whole story. Not yet. He said it was a reminder to build with awareness. She nodded as if she understood the unspoken parts. She did not press. At college, Lucas found his rhythm. He liked his engineering classes. He made a group of friends. He called home every Sunday. His voice was full of new ideas. In the spring of his freshman year, he mentioned a name often. A girl from his physics study group. Her name was Chloe. Liam heard a lightness in his son's voice he had not heard before. He felt a pinch of caution. He did not voice it. This was Lucas' life to live. One Friday night, Liam's doorbell rang. It was late. He was reading in the living room. He opened the door, and for a second his mind could not make sense of the sight. Lucas stood on the porch with a backpack. His face was pale, his eyes red. "Dad? What happened? Are you okay?" Lucas stepped inside. "I took the train home. I needed to come home." Liam led him to the kitchen. He made tea. They sat at the table. "Tell me." "It was Chloe," Lucas said. "We were seeing each other. It was good. Then tonight I went to her dorm to surprise her. I heard her on the phone. She was laughing. She said it was just a game, a bet to see how long it would take, to get the tragic boy with the dead mom to fall for her. Some sorority thing." Liam's heart broke quietly. He saw the raw hurt on his son's face. The betrayal was a different kind, but it cut to the same place. The place where trust should be. "I am so sorry, Lucas. I feel so stupid." "You are not stupid. You trusted someone. That is not a flaw. It feels like one right now." "I know." They sat in silence for a while. "I just had to be here," Lucas said. "I had to be in the place where things are real. You are always welcome here. This is your home. Always." Lucas stayed for the weekend. They did not talk much more about it. They worked in the garden. They fixed a leaky faucet. They watched old movies. The simple, reliable mechanics of home did their healing work. By Sunday evening, some color had returned to Lucas' face. "I should get back," he said. "Class is tomorrow." "Are you going to be okay?" "I will be. It just hurts." "That means you cared," Liam said. "That is a good thing, even if she did not deserve it." Lucas nodded. He packed his bag. At the door, he turned. "Thanks, Dad, for not saying I told you so. I would never." "I know." After Lucas left, Liam thought about the pattern. The world could be cruel. It could find your old wounds and press on them. But Lucas had not run away to hide. He had run toward home, toward safety. That was a victory. A few days later, Liam had dinner with Anna. He told her the story. The whole story. The airport, the fire, the arrest, the letter. All of it. He had not planned to, but it felt right. She listened without interruption. When he finished, she reached across the table and took his hand. "That is a heavy thing to carry," she said. "You and your son must be very strong." "We carry it together," he said. "Or we did. Now he is learning to carry his own." "As he should." She smiled. "You are a good father." "He is a good son." Summer arrived. Lucas came home for break. He had a summer job working for a city engineering department. He was quieter but not sad. He had learned something. One evening they were on the back porch. Lucas spoke first. "I saw a therapist at school. After the thing with Chloe. Just a few sessions. It helped." "Good," Liam said. "I am glad." She said something interesting. She said, "My early warning system is calibrated for a specific kind of danger, for a big terrible betrayal. So it might not go off for the smaller, more common kinds." It made me think, maybe I need to learn to trust differently. Not to stop trusting, but to trust with my eyes open. Liam felt a surge of pride. "That is wise. Painfully earned wisdom." "Yeah," Lucas said, "but it's mine." The summer weeks passed in a comfortable routine. Liam wrote Anna met Lucas' friends from work. The house felt full again. On Lucas' last night before returning to school, they had a barbecue. Anna came. Lucas had invited a few of his friends. The backyard was full of laughter and talk. Liam watched from the kitchen window. He saw Lucas talking easily. He saw Anna handing someone a drink. He saw the simple, normal joy of the moment. This was the life after everything. Not a perfect life, but a real one. A good one. He stepped outside into the noise and the light. He came home with a broken heart, not because he was weak, but because he knew where to go to mend it. And that knowledge was the strongest thing we ever built. Lucas graduated from college. The ceremony was on a bright green field under a clear sky. Liam and Anna sat in the folding chairs. They watched the line of students in black gowns. When Lucas' name was called, he walked across the stage. He received his engineering degree. He did not trip. He did not look for them in the crowd. He looked straight ahead, a young man sure of his path. Afterward, they found him in the crowd. He hugged Liam tight. He shook Anna's hand, then hugged her too. She had become part of the picture. A good part. They went to dinner at a nice restaurant. Lucas' gift was a new suitcase. For wherever you go next, Liam said. Thanks, Dad. Lucas had a job already. In another city, a firm that designed safety systems for schools and hospitals. He would start in a month. He was moving out. Really moving out. The house in Portland would no longer be his primary address. Liam helped him pack again. This time the boxes were fewer. Lucas took only what he needed for his new life. The dinosaur stayed on the desk. I think it guards the room, he said. Let it stand watch. The night before the drive to his new apartment, they ate pizza in the living room. The furniture was already in a truck. They sat on the floor. Lucas looked around the empty space. I will miss this place. You can always come back. I know, but it will be different. Everything is different. That is the point, Liam said. We build things so they can be left. So the next thing can be built. Lucas smiled. You sound like your book. I am my book. They laughed. The drive was long. They talked about easy things. Music, sports, the plot of a show they both watched. They did not talk about the past. It was not hiding. It was simply not present. It had been outgrown. They arrived at the new apartment. A small clean box on the 3rd floor. They carried the boxes up. They assembled a bed and a desk. They ordered takeout and ate on the floor. When everything was done, Liam knew it was time to leave. You will be great at this, he said. I learned from the best. Liam hugged his son. Call if you need anything. I will drive safe. Liam got in his car. He drove away. He did not look back in the mirror. He knew Lucas was standing there watching, but he also knew Lucas did not need him to look back. The drive home was quiet. Liam thought about the empty room, the dinosaur on the desk. He thought about the boy who had saved his life, now a man who would go save others through his work. It was a good circle, a closed loop. When he got home, the silence was deep. He poured a glass of water. He stood in the kitchen. He was alone, but he did not feel lonely. He felt complete. A project had reached its end, and the result was strong. A week later, a package arrived for Liam. It was from Lucas. Inside was a framed photograph. It was a picture of the two of them on graduation day, their arms around each other's shoulders, both squinting in the sun, smiling. Lucas had written on the back in his steady engineer handwriting, for Dad, the best foundation a guy could ask for. Love, Lucas. Liam hung the photo in the hallway. He looked at it every day. Life settled into a new pattern. Liam taught his classes. He had dinner with Anna. He talked to Lucas every Sunday. The calls were shorter now, full of daily details. Work friends, a new recipe he tried. The monumental had become ordinary, and the ordinary was a gift. One afternoon, Liam was cleaning the hall closet. He found the box with Kinsley's letter. He took it out. He read it one last time. Then he took it to the backyard. He lit a match and burned the letter in a metal bowl. He watched the paper curl and blacken. The words turned to smoke and ash. He felt no ceremony, no grand release. It was just cleaning, removing something that no longer held meaning. When it was done, he washed the bowl. He put it back in the cabinet. That night on the phone, he told Lucas what he had done. I burned the letter today. Which letter? The one from your mother. Oh, yeah. It was time. I think you are right. It was just paper. Yes, just paper. They talked a few more minutes, then said goodbye. Liam sat in his chair. He looked at the photograph in the hallway. He looked at the blueprint in his office. 2 artifacts, one of love, one of lesson. Both were true. Both were part of the story. But the story was not over. It was just being told by different people now, in different places. He was glad. He left home not as an escape, but as an expansion, and the foundation we built held firm, not as a cage, but as a launchpad for everything he became. The quiet is different now. It is not the silence of absence, but of space. My son is living his life, built on the foundation we made together. The house holds memories, not ghosts. I still teach. Anna and I share simple joys. Some nights I sit on the porch and look at the stars. I think of the boy who taught me to listen and the man he chose to become. Our story was never about the fire. It was about what we built from the ashes. It was about trust earned in the darkest hour. We are not haunted. We are home, and that is the final truth. Stronger than any lie that tried to destroy us. Thank you for listening to our story. If it meant something to you, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps share stories of resilience.